Hi, I'm Colégio 19 years old, and I'm one of 7 school friends that took over this club, Walton Hershaw FC, earlier this year. And I think that makes us the youngest owners in world football.
We split the responsibilities between the 7 of us. I'm Remy, and I run the finances.
I'm Jack, 20, chairman.
Thomas, 19, public liaison officer.
Stefan, I'm 20 and I'm the financial officer.
Tej, I'm 20 and I'm responsible for the club's media and online output.
Ben, 19, director of football, and I keep tabs on player development.
My first ever game that my dad took me to was Walton Hershaw versus FC Wimbledon when I was like 4 years old in 2004. This has always been the biggest club in the area, always. From time to time I'd go down to games and I would have a look, and last season especially was just dreadful.
Come on! Look across the line!
We'd been on a downward spiral for the best part of 10 years under the old chairman. Don't get me wrong, he did a good job, but sometimes when there's an old person in charge with set in their ways, the club doesn't progress.
In January last year, the 7 of us had the idea of taking over a football club, and in April we decided to make that happen at a pub in Kingston.
Loan out to us for a certain period of time for like work experience. I'll tell you what, I like the crest. They are nice, to be fair, black and white. Yeah.
Oh God, no. What a save! What a save! Yeah, yeah, I know. Basically, when Colégio proposed to me the idea, I thought it was absolutely absurd. I mean, I did not believe it at all. I mean, 7 19-year-olds taking over a football club, it's a ridiculous story, to be honest.
When we first completed the takeover, there was a tweet that was put out, and it was a very, very mix of opinions. Some people wishing us luck, and there were other people saying that we're complete idiots and we have no idea what we're doing, and it's just going to be an absolute failure.
Well, I've spoken to a couple of them when they've been at the games, and they seem to have some very good ideas and want to sort of move the club forward.
The main reasons we're able to take over is that we don't actually own the ground. For us to be managing stuff like that would be borderline impossible. And if we had to do that, then I don't think we'd be able to run the club.
Jordan, manage it, manage it!
And they've come in, they've changed the badge, they've got a new away kit. They're engaging with the supporters, they've brought in a new manager, and they're looking to bring the club forward.
It was at the back end of last season when I initially came in as assistant manager. I was invited for a dinner with the new owners. From then, that's where I got to know their ideas and what they wanted to do moving forward with the club. There's been a lot of negativity, a lot of people saying it's a uni project. Once the season starts, they're going to be on holiday in Ibiza, and all the jokes that you could possibly come up with.
A lot of people would think that it's a bit like, career mode on FIFA, something like that, where you have a bit of fun, you kind of neglect it, and it all works out all right. But in reality, there are so many things to focus on.
We have to pay an average of 40 to 50 people per month because we go through at least probably 25, 30 players playing 6 or 7 games in various cup competitions. We have staff to pay, we have the hub bills we have to pay as well, other league affiliation fees, etc.
The guy's doing £100 for every game, so everyone just put £10 in.
We can make that a lot easier by just taking off their wages and then paying direct, I swear.
The average sponsorship for, I'd say, a shirt sponsor at this level would be a solid 4 figures, which in the grand scheme of things isn't too much. But at a non-league level where your running costs aren't too high, you're only really paying player wages and the bills for your ground and referees. It helps go a long way, and in truth that could pay at least a couple of months worth of bills, which gets you through a large chunk of the season. So having a shirt sponsor or various other sponsors is extremely beneficial.
Not all of us can be here at the same time, but there's enough of us to always be here and work together and help getting the club back to where it belongs.
I'm outside Feltham Station right now, about to pick up Colégio because he's the only one in the group who can't drive, and I'm basically his taxi man when it comes to an away day.
Really?
We're looking to bounce back in the league after a bit disappointing run of results, really, because we were sitting quite comfortably in the top 4. I think we're in 8th at the moment. Promotion will be ideal because then we can kick on with our long-term projects. The worst case scenario, it'd probably be not getting promoted and then maybe losing half of our team, because our team is quite talented.
Nah, it wasn't a great game today. Just didn't really turn up. Had a few chances. 2-0, fair result. It's not really much more to say than that. We just have to move on.
Nice and light. On the balls of your feet. Don't stop, boys. Don't stop. You gotta keep going, boys. You gotta keep going.
Welcome to Walton Hershaw FC. We're in the boardroom at the moment. This is where the referees, the opposition board members are before the games, at half time. Obviously the opposition board members, the owners of the clubs. I'm saying there's an average age of around 70 to 80. It's quite hard sometimes to converse. I think a lot of them are intimidated sometimes. They don't like to come in here because of the youthful vibe that we give off in the boardroom. We try our best, and the ones that do come in have a good time chatting to us.
I was initially excited, knowing that they're 19, well, going on 20. It was like, wow, they're really doing something. They're really trying to change the club, and it's good that they're all behind us, the board, every single one of them.
Age meant nothing to me. It was what they wanted as a club and how they wanted to move forward, and the project that they had set up, which really brought me in.
Boys, 3 points, as I said. Honestly, that's what I want, and that's what I know the coaches want. We need to build momentum, and we need to do it in style. Let's not get onto each other's backs today. We have to encourage. You know, the guys upstairs have done a brilliant job so far. You know, we're basically halfway through the season now. We're in a good place financially, so off the pitch and on the pitch, the boys are doing well as well. So far so good.
Take the game, control the game.
If you're ready, just walk out there to the restaurant on our back, boys. Come on, if you're ready, go out there.
So today we're watching Walton Hershaw against Cove. We're about 35 minutes into the game, 2-0 up. It's a good start today.
When everything's going well, it's fantastic because you're just mucking around with your mates. When things get stressful, however, having your friends running it with you is so much easier because you know you can say whatever is on your mind.
I think that's one of the things that makes us tick, is the camaraderie we have between us.
Hans has just scored on the back heel to make it 4-0, so things are looking good. You're looking at a team moving on from basically started off with nothing. We had no players, we had no management, and we're now in a position where we're challenging for the league, and that's got to be commendable.
When I came into this, I knew what I was getting myself into, and you know, some so close people actually were saying, "Be careful, are you sure?" And I think my choice is you know, is something that I'm happy with and proud of, and I'm sure the people that were doubting are now looking at it as, do you know what, they've got something going on there.
To anyone who does still believe that, you know, we're just splashing money about and we have got more money than sense, then they're more than welcome to come down and see how we run the club.
Game by game, day by day, the hopes get higher and higher when it comes to the project, especially when you have a group of 7 of us. You have so many people to bounce ideas off of, so the hopes are definitely high, especially after a result like today, yeah.